I'm technically having a pretty good start to the morning. I'm walking down the street because I need to what do I need to do? I need to post something. I didn't bring any books to take back because I haven't watched a couple of videos, and I thought I'd do that sometime. But I was very proud of myself. I thought the ending was a bit sus, but I technically finished this book that I've been meaning to edit for a very long time. And it is so much better. I was like, the original version is just not just controversial, but kind of insulting. And not just insulting, but just too risque. I don't know what was going through my head, but now that I've fixed it all up, it's wonderful. Just put this on super zoom. It sort of draws you in and compels you to continue reading. And I think it's a pretty good story. It's not the best story that anyone's ever read, but I was very proud of myself that I finished it at 1 o'clock in the morning. And it's taking a while to process, which means people are reading it and thinking, oh, that's a cool story. So fingers crossed with that one. I still got 10-15 other stories to edit. I was very proud of myself. I liked the end result of a week of laboring. It totally distracts me from what I'm supposed to be doing there. I have to catch up on the weekend with studies and things. Study is like, ha ha ha. Since when do I concentrate on that? I've had the worst study year ever. I keep on signing up for courses, but whenever I go to study, I just don't want to, right? And yet, I'll sign up for another course. So I've just been a little bit too lazy. And I think I have an assignment due on Monday, which I haven't really worked on very hard. I have to do next 3 days I have to do 10 or 20 paintings. And I'm like, I can do it. They don't have to be great paintings. Just paintings, right? And so it should be interesting. They don't even have to be full-page paintings. They can just be painting ideas, like miniature paintings. It's probably better if I do a full-page painting, though, because but it doesn't have to be. It can just be an idea. It doesn't have to be like a specific work. It's just a doodle. You're just doodling. And you're like, no, I'm fine, thanks. Nice neighbors, but when I walk, sometimes I'm just walking. I technically gave some of these people my cars ages and ages ago. Because I lost my license and I couldn't drive them, and I had to leave the premises because I couldn't afford the house and I sold it. So yeah, it's a different story. So I just gave them away. Whoever wants them. Mercedes, Honda, whatever, Mazda. I don't know what cars they had, but I think I had a Holden and a couple of expensive, like a Mercedes or whatever. But anyway. But if you ask anyone that I live with, it's like, we never lived here before, ever. I was like, I'm pretty sure we did. Like the dementia is part of the trip of starting again from in a new place for real. And like, it's kind of annoying though. Taking into account their life. It's all just like ridiculous. Something I threw away already, you know. But like I've never traveled the world ever. Never been anywhere, never gotten a job. Like, I'm pretty sure I have. I was walking around the city the other day and saw some people making my presence known. So I'm getting there. I'm getting warmed up. Maybe I'll be traveling next year. Maybe. You never know. I could be traveling right now because I'm not really working or doing anything. But I'm traveling next month. Next month is my first holiday in a very long time. And I'm like, yay. But I may invite one of my relatives, and that may make my trip a bit lame-ass, but it's a little bit exciting because I get very bored when I'm by myself. I'm like, why did I come here? I get used to it though, like when I'm just laying around by myself, I'm like, after the first couple of days, I get into the mood of this is my life now. If I have money, I'll go for 2 weeks, stay somewhere, and it feels like a lifestyle. And it's actually pretty groovy. But I like total privacy. I don't like hotels that muck you around because they're rude or anything. So, I like total privacy. No strange hotel visits. No people stealing off you because they think, oh, there's a guest that has some money. Just pure, enjoyable experience in privacy. Don't have to even worry about room theft. Sometimes you really have to question how honest businesses are when you walk inside a room, open the safe, and everything's gone. And as far as you can ascertain, is the only person that's been in there is a housekeeper, right? So, and you're like, what's this all about? And sometimes they've scanned my credit card and taken all my money away from me because I'm staying at a hotel for a week, and I'm like, what's this about? It's no good. It's just not how life is supposed to be. They're supposed to obtain my money for staying in a hotel, not me give them my money because I'm in their zone, I'm only supposed to pay for the hotel rate, not to be scammed of belongings and money. So I really hate it. So I sort of have blacklists on certain hotels. Some hotels I like, some I don't. Although others I would never venture to. Now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever been scammed at SeaWorld. I don't think. Not to my memory. So I can put that on my good list. Although I do need to carry incense with me because the hotels they've got wood floorings, it's not carpeted. It has a weird smell when you walk in. especially like it. I liked it. I like carpeted floors a bit better, but I guess they have it non-carpeted so that people can traipse around on the beach, bring in the sand, and they don't have sand particles trapped in the carpet or something. That makes sense. So you have to put your mind set on a more like a beachside holiday than a hotel room holiday, because in that way it makes sense to not have carpet. But I'm not ever really truly blown away. I always speculate their food's no good. I always speculate the prices are too high. When I go to the park, I don't even know what I'll meet. So I try to go early in the morning before crowds come in, or late in the afternoon. I'm not keen on the rides. I just like to walk around and look at things and take pictures. And so I can do that early in the morning or late in the evening. And they don't have the monorail there anymore. So I would have to go for a morning walk a couple of blocks, I think. I don't know, I haven't been there since they've taken away the monorail. But my last experience was a short overnight stay. And I felt horrible. I think it was an overnight. It wasn't 2 days. It could have been 2 days. But it was raining so hard. And a foolish me had forgotten to check the weather report before I booked. So I went there with a little bag and skipping my step with the idea that I would have a fantastic sunny holiday. And when I get to the Gold Coast, the first thing it does is rain. Not just a little bit of rain, like storm. And my clothes, my baggage was soaked through and through. I had no change for the coin-operated washing machine. I only had a credit card. And overall, I was basically drying things with an iron. I was like, that is the worst holiday I've ever had in recent years. Because my clothes were still damp. I was depressed. It didn't show a glint of sun until I started leaving. And so it was like full on raining, like bucketing. And I didn't even get to go to the park because it was too wet. I was like, this is the worst holiday I've ever booked. Simply because I didn't check out the weather before I booked. I just assumed it was going to be sunny. I didn't know it was going to be rainy, okay? And not just rainy, like full on stormy rainy. Where there's, ankle deep gutters. Ankle deep water rushing in the gutters, and yeah, it was just very unlikable. And I was like, that is the last time I stayed at SeaWorld. And I was like, next time I'm going to check the weather. But I haven't been back since. I've been venturing to other hotel rooms and other, I'm a bit of a fan of the ones that have their own kitchen, and you can go and buy ingredients and make a real meal. I don't know what they're called. I think they're called, I don't know. But I've been staying more and more at those sorts of hotels where I can go cook myself a meal. Rather than a little tiny kitchenette with a little bar fridge. Like, you get a real fridge and you can shove a bag full of groceries in there and have just what you normally eat. I tend to like those hotels right now, within the last 10-15 years. And I very rarely stay at a hotel that doesn't have a kitchen. But you can do it. I just like the food. I like being able to cook a meal. I think that makes me feel better than buying packets and stuff and putting them in a microwave, or just ordering takeaway and living on takeaway like Domino's or something. I think it's a lot better when you can just buy your ingredients and whip up a real meal. It makes me feel, I guess, more that it just feels healthier and feels better. That you're just cooking something that you might cook at home while you're on holiday, because then you're like, I know what I want. I want to cook this. I want nachos, or I want to make my, soup or something. Just buy pumpkin and some milk and bread and salt and pepper, whatever, or or whatever. You can just make whatever you like. And like, that is so much better. And if you want to just buy something to microwave, you can, because they always come with a microwave too. So I've sort of abandoned places like SeaWorld that I haven't really been a fan of since I was a teenager, really. And stayed more at the ones where you have a kitchenette, and then you have an extra large bath and extra space. And it's just lovely. It's better. It's better than a cramped little stinky hotel room, which I'm not really that keen on. Which has a little fridge and very limited anything. I don't even think they have microwaves there, so unless you're paying an $80 smorgasbord for one person, it's like, and room service is just as expensive. You're paying a minimum of $80 for a decent meal, which isn't really that fantastic. You're like, I prefer the kitchenette, right? I get $20 worth of groceries and I whip up something that I love to eat, and it fills me up and makes me feel warm. Or cool if it's summer, get a nice bag of salad and make dressing and have some, something with that. Cheese on toast. It's a lot cheaper than crummy hotel food, which is just like one serving of whatever. Not really that great. Who knows what happened during the process? Maybe you'll get a hair in your meal if you're unlucky. And it's just ordinary food. It's like, I don't like that food that much. I'd rather pizza, and by the time you get a pizza, you're like, I don't like to live on pizza. I want a real meal. I only live on pizza once a week at most, not once a day for a week. What's that there? A bird? Yeah, it's a drink container. It's a really sunny day. It's like, you can tell by the sun, it's as warm. There's no wind. It's just a really warm day. It's like summer, really, or spring. Whereas the other day when I went to the city, it was windy and cold. And today's just the perfect kind of winter. It's like spring. The sky is pure blue. No clouds at all. Nothing's wrong with today. But I did have a weird dream. I was murdering my relatives because they cheated me of my life many times. And I was just plain sick of them because they're still being snotty to me. And so I started murdering them. And I woke up and I was like, what the hell was that about? um, but it sort of echoes real life in a way. I was going to stop going to Christmas this year. I should still stop going to Christmas, but everyone's starting to join in on the idea that they're related to me, I guess. But if I'm lenient, I'll go to a Christmas, but I wanted to stop going to Christmases because they just keep forgetting that they cheat me of my lifestyle, and I lose jobs and I lose money and I lose houses and expensive things like cars because they're against me having these things, and everyone gets in on it and cashes in, and they put me under physical assaults and things, and I'm like, a couple Christmas ago was quite abusive towards me, and I'm like, I went to last Christmas. Technically it's okay if I just sit there with a smile on my face, but technically they've attacked me, insulted me, robbed me of whatever I should be able to have because I've obtained it. And they think it's great that I come to more Christmases to celebrate in a dishonest way, because they probably do harbor negative feelings towards me. And I'm saying that's okay by continuing to come rather than muck it around and kick the ball out and start separating myself. But I'm not. So I was going to start doing that this year, but I'm not sure if I'll get the opportunity to. I might not. The tree's lovely. But I was going to start doing that this year. And everyone's going to call me up and be like, you're ruining Christmas. And I'm like, I know. But it's because they've done weird things to me, and it's not okay, If I show up, it's going to be okay. Everyone's put me down in your place, and everything is the way it should be. If I don't go, it's like I'm saying that's not okay, and I shouldn't be going, and stuff, and I don't know. I haven't fully made up my mind. It would help if I was actually busy at the end of this year, which I'm not. And my money is falling down the tube sock. I'm not employed right now. Well, I am employed, but they're not giving me work. And so I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing this Christmas. I was going to idealize maybe staying in a hotel and be like, oh, sorry, I'm busy. Staying in a hotel across the world. But I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I've gotten personal about it. I've got to edit that off. So